Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time, I'm so sorry, but I'm back and today we're going to be doing a tiered midi skirt. We're going to need 3 yards of a fabric that has a nice drape to it. Look for a fabric with no stretch. You'll also need elastic for the waistband, 3/4 of an inch wide, and you'll need your waist minus a little bit. There's no printable pattern for this. The pattern is just 3 rectangles, but I'll put up the measurements up here. Of course, you can follow my exact measurements, but keep in mind that this pattern is very forgiving and it's very customizable. The very first step is to sew these at 1/4 of an inch. This is what the first tier looks like so far. As you can see, it's a tube. For the second tier, you're gonna have 2 really long pieces, and we're going to do the same thing. This is what the second tier looks like. It's a really long tube. And now we are going to do the bottom tier. I'll start out this piece and this piece. Remember, I have 4 of these. I'm going to sew this piece right side to right side, 1/4 of an inch. Now I have this really long panel. We're going to sew this right side to right side at 1/4 of an inch. First panel, second panel, third panel. We're gonna sew this piece to this piece and make another big tube. Hopefully you're seeing the pattern here. We are going to serge all of these raw edges of the seams. All of the tiers are serged at the edges, and now we're going to do the waistband, the tunnel for the waistband. Step 1, you're going to fold this down 1/4 of an inch and press it all around. Fold over slightly more than 3/4 of an inch. Just make sure that it's slightly bigger than your elastic so that it will slide in. Pin all around the waistband. Sew at the very edge and leave about an inch opening so that you can put your elastic through the opening. On to the second tier. Set your stitch length to 5, which is the longest stitch length. And the reason that we're doing this is so that it'll be much easier to gather the fabric. All you have to do is 2 rows of stitching at a 5 stitch length. I'm going to keep the threads, the tails, pretty long. I sewed the 2 rows of stitching on the bottom tier, but I haven't gathered it yet. I think it would be a good idea to do the hem on the skirt while the skirt is flat. I think it'd just be easier instead of when it's all gathered to hem it. For the stitch length, I'm putting it back at 2.75. I'm going to fold it at 1/4 of an inch, and then I'll fold it again and sew at the edge. We have the bottom tier and the hem is done. We have the middle tier, and then we have the top tier. I recommend dividing this into 4s. So here there's already a seam and a seam. So that way it's gonna make it easier to distribute the fullness. And same thing with this. So just to put pins there, and then the seams are the other guidelines. Look how good this is. I know it looks really big right now, but obviously there's going to be elastic in the waistband, so it's going to be a lot smaller. We're going to pin this last section to this section over here. I might even baste it because I don't want it to shift while I'm sewing. It looks amazing so far. This top obviously doesn't match with the skirt, but it's so cute. This is what the skirt looks like inside out. You can see the raw edges there. All we're gonna do is just finish the raw edges with the serger. The inside is serged, as you can see. Look at that. Time to add the elastic, and just measure until your waist, and then I usually just cut like a tiny bit more. You will need a little safety pin. I recommend one that's a little bigger than this, but this should do just fine. Poke it on the edge. That's the little opening. Whoop. Putting the elastic in. The safety pin just helps you push the elastic through the tunnel. But as you see, it's going through. Shout out to this like gorgeous backdrop that we have here. Right now I'm in Jonesboro, Maine. We are at Hatch Knoll Farm, and they have these like gorgeous tents that you can stay in. I'll link the Airbnb link down below just in case you're interested. Check it out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.